This is Bob Roark with Business Leaders Podcast, and we are incredibly fortunate this afternoon. We have a returning guest, Wyatt Ewing. He is the founder and CEO of the Ice Barrel. Wyatt, welcome back. So good to see you.
Thank you, Bob. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. You were one of the first guests in the first cohort of being on the podcast, and you had the distinction of being one of the most widely downloaded episodes for Business Leaders Podcast. So congrats, well done on that. Lots of interest in what you had to say. So if you would, for the folks that didn't hear the first episode, tell us about the Ice Barrel. Tell us about your business and who you serve.
Yeah, absolutely. The Ice Barrel is the best way to take an ice bath. It's the easiest and most accessible product out there when it comes to cold therapy. And it's pretty simple of what it is. It's the Ice Barrel. We take this really unique made barrel and we fill it with ice and water, and we all jump in it sometimes on a daily basis, actually. So cold therapy has been around for a long time, and it has a lot of great benefits. So that's kind of who we are, I guess.
It's funny, for the folks who are going like, well, that's unique, but there's been a recognition of the benefits of cold therapy. There's been Wim Hof, who's from out of Europe, that does a lot of cold work. There's Tony Robbins that has plunge tanks that he has by his house that are chilled as well. Then, we have Tim Ferriss that does, as far as I know, the ice in the bathtub routine. Cryotherapy is, gaining because there's franchises around and so on. So, for the folks that maybe aren't aware of the benefits of cold therapy or ice baths, if you would, share with us the benefits as you understand them.
Yeah, so cold therapy has been around for a really long time. Though it's maybe new to some people in the US, it's not really a fad. It's something that's been tried and true for a really long time. It's just not really popular here in the West because we like to be comfortable. Whereas in this practice, the point is to get really, really uncomfortable, which also is kind of your best place as a human to grow is uncomfortable situations. But yeah, there's a lot of unique benefits to cold therapy that people are really taking advantage of. Immune system support is a really huge thing. It's one of the strongest antidepressant and anti-anxiety practices. It's amazing for elevating the mood and focus and clarity. There's a lot of top performers out there, both in sports, but also in business, that use it as, an extra edge to get kind of to that next level and to gain full mastery over the mind and body.
I got interested as well after our episode. So I went digging around and, some of the research that's out there, there's a pH level change. There's an increase in mitochondria production. There's all of these various and sundry benefits that come from cold therapy, and I think about probably my first observation when you'd see the Scandinavians, they would be in a hot house of some kind, and then they'd go and jump in, a hole in the ice, in the middle of winter, and you go, well, that bunch is collectively crazy as well, but for you, as folks are going, well, what in the world? So when, I guess, going back to the beginning, walk us through the steps from, where you started the idea and where you are now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started quite a few years ago. I was kind of at a really low place in life. I just got off of a very successful aviation career, and life just wasn't going the way that I was wanting it to go, and the money and the rise was not as I had hoped it would be, and it was not fulfilling like I thought it would be. And so it was kind of like I was back into that place of like, who am I and where am I going in life? And just refocusing. And thankfully somebody came to me actually at a gym, and they were like, hey man, you don't look so good. Let me show you some breathing exercises. And I graciously accepted their advice and their insult. And I was like, I need to make some changes in life. And so I started with some breath work and some cold therapy. The breath work was actually from Dr. Andrew Weil, who has some really good information, both in breathing exercises and in cold therapy. but yeah, I started off, taking cold showers and going to the bathtub and wanting something that was more accessible, something that I could practice on a daily basis, something that was not a stock tank and really big and bulky, but my own space where I could go and practice this meditation in a barrel. And that's kind of how it all started. I was looking for something different. I saw a barrel, and I was like, this would be the perfect thing. So we went out. We had a wood prototype, and we ran with that for a while, and it was good. And there was a lot of interest in that. But we also wanted something that we could kind of scale. And the wood one was a lot harder than this new product, because we could only make about 5 a week, whereas with this new product we can do like 15 to 20 a day. So we wanted something different, and we just put the work in, and many hours and a lot of time and energy. We were able to pull out this new product and made it real durable, portable, accessible, just kind of for anybody in any place. You can have it, in a really nice home, or you can have it out in your apartment complex on the, 30th floor out on the balcony. So we tried to make something that would be for everybody that has interest or is already practicing some form of cold therapy.
I think just in practical terms, anybody that's ever moved a large wooden barrel fully appreciates the logistics of trying to get that done, and for you guys, I can remember, the first time you guys got in the ice barrels on the back porch. I mean, it's a pretty barrel, but you go, that dude's got to weigh a ton, and they do, and of course I grew up not far from the Jack Daniel's distillery, so I'm sort of aware of empty barrels. I didn't empty them, but I know what they look like and feel like. So for you, you prototyped, and now you have, a much lighter version that's shippable, easy to move around with, durable, because if you have dry climate, you leave it empty, then the barrel staves shrink on a wooden one. So you've got all that going on. And so that's then, right? And so now for the business, you're seeing your clientele. What are the types of folks that are your clients now that are buying the ice barrels? Who are that cohort?
Yeah, so we have a fairly wide range, but for the majority of it, we have really cool clients. They're people that are kind of on the top of their industry, a lot of top athletes, top performers, both in acting and music, and also entrepreneurs and business owners. We ship quite a few products to Silicon Valley, and it's just our customers are kind of people that are looking for that additional edge. They're looking to, master the mind, master the body. And they're really cool. They're really intentional. They're really focused people. I love when they reach out to us because they always have something very fascinating to say. And I always like learning from them.
Well, for you, I think about, the potential user of these things. There's a big focus. A lot of folks are restricted on travel nowadays.
Right.
You have a growing family, about to grow larger really soon. Congrats on that. So that's a good thing. But I think about the stress of being cooped up and trying to stay healthy and so on. What type of feedback are you getting from the folks that are bringing the ice barrel into their home to try to deal with the work from home stresses of life?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very fortunate that I thoroughly enjoy being with my wife and kids. And the more time we get together, generally, the happier we are. But with that being said, there's no doubt in family and in relationships, there are challenges. And right now, there's a lot of us that are at home with our families during this time. And so we have seen quite a few clients purchase the barrel and wanting to, maintain a form of balance and sanity while they're all together, especially during the holiday season, which is cool because you have this place in your home where you can go out and you can let the stress, you can let the pain affect you, you can feel it, you can get it all out in the barrel. And then as soon as you get out of the barrel, your wife's happy to have you back. Your kids are happy that their dad is smiling, and that's our experience. I swear, nobody takes an ice bath and doesn't come out smiling. I've never seen it. We've given out hundreds and hundreds of ice baths, and I've never seen anyone get out not smiling. So
Why do
It
you
will
suppose
improve
that
your
is?
mood.
Is it relief that you survived, or just glad you're out?
Yeah, one of the two.
You know,
It's always good orphans.
I think about the premise that you have to take and put yourself in stressful situations to grow. And you hear time and time again that various folks will say, status quo doesn't help you. You have to get out of your comfort zone in order to grow. You know, for the mental side of the house in the ice barrel, how do you think that contributes to that mental conditioning or growth?
Yeah, I think it's a unique practice that you can quantify. I think we're in such a unique time in history where not only are we wanting instant gratification, but we're also trying to quantify our results. We're trying to measure how are we better than we were yesterday. And people are always looking for that next thing. And yeah, this isn't necessarily a fad. Cold therapy has been around for a really, really long time, and it's a tried and true practice. Like for that mental edge though, to be able to recondition the mind and the body to what real stress is so important. Money, family, things like that is not stressful. What is stressful is being chased by a bear. Stressful is falling into an icy river and not knowing how to deal with it. That's stressful. If we can recondition our mind and repattern our body to what real stress is, things that we deal with outside of real stress, real problems, like we deal with it so much better. We maintain a sense of balance and peace, which is so important when dealing with life's challenges.
I think about comparisons. I'm former military, and you have to, at some point in time, if you don't have dirt in your food, and you don't have to sleep under a tree, and don't get rained on all the time, you kind of have a definition of what a bad day looks like. And so
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
very easy to understand what a reasonably good day looks like. And I think about the ability to consciously go, I'm going to go immerse myself in this bucket of ice water. And so that's a mental shift, and you have to kind of get ready for that mentally. When you're getting ready to get in the barrel and then subsequently get in the barrel, is there a mental process or mindset that you adopt, en route to doing that?
Yeah, the first thing that always goes through my head is this is going to be the hardest part of my day. Like this 5, 10, 15 minutes is going to be the hardest part of my day. I'm going to take this short burst of stress and get some long-term relief out of it. Yeah. And then I just I get focused around it. I tend to be more of an extreme kind of personality. So I'm not the one that just stands around and thinks about it all the time. I'm the one that also I just dive right into the barrel, sometimes head first if I have to. That does get me in trouble though at different times. But for this practice, it seems to work. But I do know that there is definitely for a lot of people, they have to really convince themselves and work their way, to actually getting in the barrel, which is okay because the battle with this practice starts in the mind. And so as soon as you conquer that battle in the mind, getting in and experiencing the relief and the endorphins, it's a powerful thing.
There's a lot of things I think about as far as getting in and getting out. Having done cold therapy before, you kind of go, well, I know it's going to end, and I know I'm not going to die, right? So you kind of go, so what's the worst thing? And it going, and this is good for me,
Yeah.
And so you go through and you do a little bit of suffering, and I think about the energy use, for the folks that are out there going like, you touched on it, I think, a little bit on weight loss. What's the theory behind cold therapy and weight loss?
Yeah, cold exposure promotes brown fat, and brown fat is the good stuff that your body can burn. The shivering also helps, because you're trying to create, your body's trying to stay warm, and so your body is, it's burning up the fat. Now, it's not something that, one thing that I always talk about, it's really important that you stay consistent. And just like anything, whenever you're on a weight loss journey, consistency is the key. It's about making those little decisions every single day and sticking to them. Getting in the ice barrel is one of those small decisions every single day, that or if it's 3 times a week, whatever it is, being consistent with it is key. You have to allow your body the time to get reconditioned, the time to start producing brown fat. And so it's important when you're using it and you're looking at it for a weight loss standpoint. It's important for you to be realistic with your expectations, and that it's going to take time and consistency. But the goal is to get your body to work for you. So as soon as you trigger your body to go into the rest and repair mode, because it already knows what the stress mode is, it'll start burning up that energy, right? So you want to be in the rest and repair mode when your body is needing that extra energy to burn.
I was thinking about times that I've seen it. We've all seen the commercial, I think, here recently, where there's two people getting in there. One's NFL, I think, and they're getting into a tank full of ice. And they do it all the time. So for the athlete that's out there performing, what's the benefit of the ice barrel for that athlete? You see him get in after a game. What's the benefit?
Well, I think like a lot of people know, like athletes always take, not always, but they take ice baths, after a heavy workout or something like that. Or they're, if you twist your ankle, you put an ice pack on it. So like the idea of cold therapy being good for your muscles and for recovery, that's been around for a while, and people are fairly familiar with that. But the angle that I like to look at it, and that I also see with a lot of top performers now, they're using it for like the mental edge. Because when you're really, really hot and your body is really heated up from a hard workout, getting in an ice bath is really like relaxing actually, and it feels really good. Especially being out here in Ohio, after a really hot day of working outside and, cutting up some trees or whatever, getting in the ice barrel feels amazing. But the unique part about it as well, more so than just the physical benefits, are the mental benefits. Fighting that battle in the mind up front of getting in the barrel, and also practicing it when you're not after a heavy workout, when that athlete is using it, just on a weekly practice, just to get the mental benefits out of it. They create a much better attitude within themselves, and they master that part of their mind.
It's just as a physical thought, how many gallons does the barrel typically hold?
Yeah, a little over 80 gallons. Now you don't have to fill it all the way up depending on your size. You can fill it up with 50 gallons, and if you're a smaller person, you might sit down lower in it, but yeah, it can go up to 80.
So you got that. And then, for you, in your mind, what's an ideal temperature? Or, like I'm thinking, so here I have a barrel, I just filled it up with water. And in my case, I might be able to put 2 gallons in and I'll fit in and it fill it up. But nonetheless, you take and do that. And then how much ice is a bag of ice typically enough? Typical 10, 12 pound bag ice?
Yeah, so it kind of all depends on climate and location. So out here in Ohio, I don't need any ice right now. It's only the southern states that you're going to need ice during the wintertime, because it drops below freezing at night. So right now, no ice. But then, down in Florida or whatever, you're going to need a little bit more ice to get the water to the desired temperature. Out here, just due to the weather, I take my ice baths right around like 34 degrees. But I recommend that for everybody. I think a good temperature to start with is around 60 degrees. Get acclimated to that. And you're getting tremendous health benefits at 60 degrees. And it's not like the colder you go, the healthier it is. It's the more consistent you are, the more results you're going to get. So start with 60 degrees and work your way down. It doesn't take a lot of ice to get it to 60 degrees. Maybe 2 20-pound bags. I know out in the hotter climates, they'll put in 80 to 100 pounds, so 4 to 5 bags of ice, but it kind of just depends.
And you and I were talking, I think at one other time, and, for the folks as well, I have to have a home to do this. And the reality is if you're in an apartment, you can get it into your apartment, you can put it on the deck of your apartment and function just fine that way.
Yeah, we just shipped one out to a New York skyscraper, and they were up on like the 80th floor. And I wouldn't want to be right below them, but hey.
Yeah, well, you want to make sure it's not slippery when you go to get in. That could be bad news.
Yeah. So yeah, they do. They fit perfectly out on apartment patios. And then also we have a really neat drain spout on the bottom, so you can hook a hose to it, and then you can run the hose into your shower pan and drain it right there, so you're not flooding the neighbors below you. Or you can kind of run it off, I guess, to the side, so you're running travel. But yeah.
And so for the folks go, oh, that's cool. So how does shipping work for the barrel?
Yeah, we just ship it UPS. So you order it, and then right now we're pretty good. We're at 2 to 3 day turnaround on shipping. But worst case scenario would be like 7 to 10 days. But we'll just ship it UPS right to your door.
That's pretty cool. Well, Wyatt, we knew that we were going to segue here, and we couldn't let you out of the episode without having you jump in so everybody can see you suffer.
Yeah.
And I guess they have a name for that of some description. But for the folks, before we get you in the barrel, how do people find you in the ice barrel on social media?
Yeah, so you can find us and read all about the benefits. And one of my favorite pages on our website is the customer review page. And if you just look up www.theicebarrel.com, you'll be able to go scour our website. Make sure you click on the reviews. You'll see just tons of pictures of smiling faces of people in an ice barrel. You can also find us on Instagram, which we're pretty active on. And that's just our handle is @icebarrel. And you can find us on Facebook @theicebarrel.
I think, in the very beginning, that you guys, how many ice barrels do you think you have out across the planet now?
Oh, a lot. Lot.
It just seems to be growing by word of mouth is what's going on.
It was really interesting. As soon as we announced the new product, we didn't have pictures of it or anything. But people were just putting orders in just off of the description of what the product is. These people have already been practicing cold therapy. They were looking for something accessible, easy to use. And we were just getting crazy orders. So we got back ordered from like April through June. It was just crazy to get on top of that. And then, through Black Friday, we were cranking out just dozens of these things. And it's been very consistent month after month since then. It's been a really good time.
Well, you and I have history. You were in Colorado Springs and Castle Rock. So I have known you for a very long time. And, for the folks that don't have the privilege of knowing Wyatt, he's a remarkable business person. I have never seen Wyatt undertake anything that he didn't succeed at. He has a very unique background. His grandpa was an astronaut. And, I think he's the member of the Space Hall of Fame in Colorado.
Yeah, he is.
So, great stuff, lovely family that's expanding. So with all of the really good things that we've now said about you, Wyatt, now we're going to pause real quick and have you go jump in the ice barrel so folks can see you suffer in real time.
I'll do it real time.
All right, partner, we're going to pause just for a second so you can go get set up. All right, Wyatt, we're now by the barrel. And we've got you. All right, here we go.
Yeah, so this is what I do every day, or most days when I'm around. So this has been sitting outside here. It's right around 33, 34 degrees. So it's real nice and cold. It actually, here in Ohio, it's been going below freezing. And we have ice building up on it.
Organic ice. Oh, so nice.
Yeah, exactly. Real ice. So a lot of times I just come out here right when I get home from work, and my kids and my wife is championing me on, and I just get right down to my underwear and jump right in this. So you're seeing it real time. It's not edited.
You haven't done any crunches before getting in?
No crunches. And real response. Just like that.
So, so you're in, and I see you breathing a bit. And so for you mentally, what are you doing or what are you thinking right now?
Right now I'm thinking, don't hyperventilate in front of Bob. No. You get kind of acclimated to it. The first couple of seconds, once you get in, it's all about collecting the breath. I'm a big proponent of just nasal breathing. Just breathe through your nose. Don't allow yourself to panic, and just get in here and focus. But as you can see, like, you get to a place of balance. Like, you know, I'm not shivering. I'm not hyper breathing right now. I'm just in, I'm just doing it.
What's the white floaty thing in front of you?
That is my thermometer.
Oh, and what's your thermometer say?
Right now, it says 34 degrees.
Well, if it was any colder, you'd have to chip your way in. And so for you to, so, you know, if you're doing this in routine wise, once you get acclimated a little bit, do you have a mental routine or anything that you go through?
Yeah, I usually, I'll close my eyes and I'll just start, just kind of allowing myself to feel the cold, just allowing it to exist, and just kind of letting go of the stresses of the day, letting go of the perceptions of, you know, pain or, you know, whatever it may be, and just allowing it to exist, not judging it, not condemning it. But yeah, I just kind of go through my day, go through the things that are weighing on my heart, on my mind.
You know, and you know, the thing, I appreciate you doing it, you know, because getting on and getting in, how long do you typically stay in?
Right now at this temperature, I'm usually in for, you know, 5 to 8 minutes.
It's, you know, for the folks go, you know, so, you know, getting in is not a problem. Getting out, you can stand up at no time, you know, and so unless you're, you know, 3 feet tall. And for the barrel, so I'll ask, you know, so that's the granite green. Do you have another color as well?
Yeah, we do. We offer other colors. Our most popular would be black and then black granite. So those are our most popular colors.
So we're coming to a close before we freeze you to death. You
Yeah.
know, that would really be disheartening on the podcast. You go like, yep, he's not around anymore. He's frozen in the tub. Is there anything else that you would like the listeners to know and what they should do next?
Yeah, well, just reach out if you have any questions. We're putting together a really cool comprehensive book on the history of cold therapy and how it can help you. So we'll definitely blast that out here shortly. And if you have any questions about the benefits, about the product itself, how it works, just reach out. We're happy to answer any questions. We get close to like 25, 30 inquiries a day. So whatever, whatever you need, we have the answer for.
All right, and for the listeners, Wyatt, one, thank you so much for taking time. I know this is a busy time of year for you, you know, and you've got lots going on. Two, thanks for getting in and demonstrating in real time, getting in the barrel. And you're obviously a pro at this because you look very relaxed. And this is just like normal stuff. So thank you so much for that. And I wish you had, you know, much success with the growth of your business, Wyatt. And thanks again for your time.
Hey, thank you, Bob.
You betcha, partner. Talk soon.